There's more legal trouble for Disney, to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars, because of facial motion capture technology and the rights, essentially, surrounding it all. It was used in Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, Guardians of the Galaxy, Curious Case of Benjamin Button. It's been used in Beauty and the Beast. I mean, this particular case is about Beauty and the Beast, but it's likely, more than likely, in fact, that this will then go for another trial with respect to Endgame. And possibly even more stuff. This is genuinely a crazy journey. So, yeah, Disney's legal troubles just continue. So let's take a quick look at this. I mean, this is a long article from The Hollywood Reporter, but it's fascinating stuff. Fascinating stuff. So basically, what this is all about is Disney's live-action Beauty and the Beast. Why? Well, opened to $357 million globally. Okay, and it would go on to earn $1.27 billion. Now, leading up to the release, Disney said the movie represented a massive step forward in visual effects, playing up the CG rendering of Dan Stevens' Beast through the use of VFX technology called MOVA. Now, that is at the center of this. It's MOVA Contour Reality Capture. When you see Beast on screen, there is something so human about him, said Emma Watson. And that's because the tech itself, which is patented, really captures the subtlety of Dan's facial expressions. I don't think the world has seen anything like it before. I mean, that looks terrible, but okay. Anyway, what's this all about? So, VFX work didn't stop there. Disney would plan an Oscar campaign around the strength of the performance capture. So it's just to say how important the VFX was to Disney, the film itself, things like that. Super, super important. Super important. There's one problem. DD3, which is the company Disney teamed up with on the project, doesn't look like they actually owned the tech. They didn't own it. Sorry, what? So this is a complicated chain of title involving bankruptcy, fraudulent sale, and then no one knows who licenses or owns MOVA at that point. So 5 months after Beauty and the Beast opened, Disney was sued for improperly using MOVA in 3 movies. Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers, multiple. And the suit demanded an injunction barring distribution of the films. So on Wednesday, just today, opening statements are slated to start in the Oakland Federal Courthouse in the long-running case at the intersection of Hollywood and Silicon Valley that threatens a portion of Disney profits for Beauty. A lot of money, actually. And subsequently, there'll be more money moving forwards as well. So at the core of the case is whether Disney should be held vicariously liable for DD3's alleged infringement of MOVA, meaning it knew about and benefited from the pilfered tech owned by Reardon, a firm incubated by prolific inventor entrepreneur Steve Perlman. So MOVA, which captures facial expressions to create photorealistic computer graphic effects in 2008, made a splashy entrance into Hollywood because of The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Photorealistic reverse aging of Brad Pitt's face from 87 to a child. People loved it. And that's because of Reardon's. Steve Perlman, sorry. Reardon. So, what happened? So, subsequently, loads of films started to use it. Loads of films. Collectively, a lot of them now 9.5 billion. Not too shabby. So in 2015, MOVA was recognised by the AMPAS as a technical achievement, and then that's where the legal saga began. So Perlman would take issue with the award being given to Greg LaSalle, a former employee and longtime friend who was using the tech at VFX House Digital Domain. It is horrifying to see a decade in my life's work credited to someone who was no more than a trainee of the end result, Perlman wrote in a letter to the Academy. Chaos would ensue in 2016. Prequel to the legal saga between Reardon and Disney, a federal judge froze Digital Domain's licensures of MOVA in a preliminary injunction targeting Virtual Global Holdings, a British Virgin Islands-based firm that thought it owned MOVA and licensed it to DD3. Sorry, what? Do you see how this is just so confusing? So DD3 affiliate Shenzhen Haixing Science and Technology also licensed it. US District Judge John Tiger found that the companies had behaved fraudulently in transferring ownership of the tech among various Chinese firms. LaSalle in 2013 had signed a deal with SHST, which offered indemnity against any future legal action, purportedly selling Mova for only 25 grand. So SHST then licensed the software for digital domain, to digital domain, and hired LaSalle to run the business. Tigar concluded in a bench trial that LaSalle never owned Mova or possessed the authority to sell it. So the order set the stage for Reardon to go after various studios that used his tech, or their tech, sorry, including Disney, which declined comment for the story. So this is just insane. So in the trial set for Wednesday, today, Disney will have to contend with the adverse decision. The court on Sunday concluded that the jury should be given a special instruction notifying it of the previous order finding that Reardon owned Mova and that DD3 was blocked from further using the tech. So they kind of went into it knowing that they were blocked. So bizarre. Potentially, anyway. So working in Disney's favour is an instruction telling jurors that the company wasn't a party to the case and wasn't legally bound by the final judgment, which is aimed at striking a balance between awareness and the ruling and the fact that Disney didn't get to present a defence in the original dispute between SHST and Reardon. So Disney has urged the court to consider an instruction explicitly telling jurors that the company didn't know that DD3 was infringing on Reardon's intellectual property when the move was being made. According to court filings, Disney plans to present evidence that LaSalle was taking steps to legally acquire Mova when it learned that Reardon was no longer owned the tech. How bizarre. This whole thing is a shit show for Disney. So Reardon, I know this is, for some people this will be boring, but for me this is quite fascinating. Reardon, on the other hand, will have to grapple with the court siding with Disney on the exclusion of portions of testimony from Philip Fear, a production executive and owner of a Hollywood consulting firm who was set to tell the jury that roughly 8 to 11% of profits for beauty are attributable to the alleged infringement of Mova. Fear based this expert report on audience exit poll data, which recorded viewers' reason for seeing the movie. Tiger found that his conclusions lack any methodological foundation. So what's the issue? The jury will only hear from the Disney's damages expert, whose testimony wasn't challenged as inadmissible by Reardon. The expert is expected to testify in part that Mova was just one cog in a large VFX apparatus. That's probably not true, but never mind. So the jury can still award damages for disgorgement of profits in excess of what Disney's expert says, more in line with what Fears would have testified in favour for, which comes out between $100 to $139 million. That's staggering. Now Disney, over the course of more than 6 years of litigation and 600 court filings, they've paid out the arse for this, has also succeeded in whittling down the scope of the case. According to sealed summary judgment order issued in October that is subsequently attached to court filings for proposed redactions, Tiger dismissed contributory infringement and trademark claims. So he said that Disney did not know or have reason to know of DB3's alleged infringement before the court held that Reardon owned Mova in 2017. A decision that turned on intensely factual issues concerning the transfer of Mova. But there's more. Reardon cited evidence it argued showed Disney was aware it was contributing to and profiting off of DD3's infringement, including a 2013 letter from Reardon's attorneys to LaSalle informing him that he didn't own Mova, which allegedly caused Disney to back out of acquiring the tech for itself. But the court found that notice to Disney that Reardon owned the tech was given before LaSalle sold it to SHST in 2013. The order stated Disney entered into its contract with DD3 on March 31st, 2013. Beauty and the Beast opened on March 17th, 2017, and this court did not hold that Reardon owned Mova until August 11th, 2017, nearly 5 months after the film opened. This is a shit show, guys. This is a shit show. So the sole claim the jury will decide is whether Disney is liable for vicarious infringement. According to court documents, it's expected to argue that it lacked the practical ability to directly observe DD3's alleged infringement and couldn't recognise that the VFX firm was infringing on Reardon's intellectual property. DD3 was one of 4 VFX companies. and over 100 vendors that Disney used for 20 different software tools other than Mova, just for its work on the Beast face. But what's so fascinating about this could lead to more things. So the trial is expected to last a week, with each side getting a total of 16 hours to present its case. However, moving on from this, there's likely to be another trial for Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, which will release after that 2017 decision and have collectively grossed $6 billion. So basically, Disney's kind of fucked with this. Oh dear, oh dear.